Hey everybody. Today I'm just going to make a quick video. Sorry, I just got a text message. Forgive me. Um, I'm just going to make a quick video talking about some things, and also want to give a special shout out to a dear friend of mine, Mathew Mournian, who has his own platform. Where am I? Stop share. He's got his own platform in he has a YouTube channel and a website called the School of Multidimensional. Oh, forgive me, brother. Multidimensional. My rooster is going nuts right now. So his YouTube channel is Remember Your Mission, and he has the School of Multidimensional like self-defense. He teaches entity removals. Um, he teaches entity removals. Okay, yeah. So his website is rememberyourmission.com. So rememberyourmission.com. Mathew Mournian, he's played a very special role um in my journey of having the life that I have today. I'll show you some of his channels. I mean, I'll show you his channel and some of his videos. Um, the man is brilliant. He has his own story. If you tune into him, you'll learn more about his story. But I just want to show you his channel real quick. Remember Your Mission, Mathew Aaron Mournian. So what is energy clearing? What happens in a session? How do I know if I need one? The strange world of entity attachments, observations, and information to help you stay clear and sovereign. Um, and then here, multidimensional training, Qigong warm up, fourth density survival series. So he teaches, he has a school basically where um, he's teaching people how to recognize entity attachments or implants and how to remove them and how to protect yourself. And he's gone and dive in um, really deep into understanding the meridians, chakras, hidden occult knowledge. He's done a lot of research, and through his own guidance in downloading, communicating with his guides, he's been on this journey of putting a lot of things together. And I really appreciate his work because it has helped me a lot in this current day and age. Because even, I met him back in 2019 and 2020, 2021. We had a few interactions, and I've had a few sessions with him, and he's helped me a lot. But even before meeting him, I was already having a lot of my own strange spiritual phenomenons with entities, demons, angels, all that sort of stuff. And for years, I had been searching for my community, for my tribe, for my people to sort of help me understand what I'm experiencing, what is happening, and to see if there's anybody that can shed some light on it or that can help me in any way. And Matthew was one of those people where I felt like he would understand where I'm coming from, sharing some of the stories that I've experienced. And I remember the first time I met this guy at Dimensions of Disclosure in 2019, and I was learning about what he does with entities and implant removals and psychic self-defense classes. I was like, hey man, um, let me show you something. I need to show you a drawing and what it meant to me. And he was like, whoa, dude. And anyways, I'm going to share some art with you and tell you the story behind these images. So, oh, so here we go. All right, I'm gonna blow this up. Okay, so you see this image here. So just to tell you what it is real quick, this image that I channeled is an entity, not a friendly one. It is, I don't know what exactly it is, but it's definitely under the lines of demonic entity, a jinn. If you don't know what a jinn is in, ancient Islamic mysticism, jinns are basically like genies. They are these entities, these supernatural entities that exist, and also falling under the category of asuras, which I'll read some scriptures of what an asura is. But from what I've come to understand in my own journey is that this is a vampiric entity. This is an entity that feeds off of sacral chakra energy. This is a demonic force that has existed for, I don't know, forever, or at least until, humanity's fall from grace, with the fallen angels and all that stuff. This is definitely something along the lines of that category. And this image came to me on Christmas Eve, actually Christmas night, on midnight, December 24th, 25th, um 20 in the year 2015. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit of the story. All right. I was dating somebody that I was like really attached to. Like I don't know what the deal was, but I was like, oh my God, I love this person so much. And if you don't know what an alien love bite is, that's sort of what was happening here. Was I was under the hypnotic influence of an alien love bite, to be in this entanglement with somebody who was dealing with a lot of entity attachments coming from her trauma and her sexual abuse. Um, we were dating in Portland and she was from Ohio. And we go to Ohio to spend the holidays with her family. And she, was somebody that was like really into open relationships and was just like, there was something off, about her in terms of sex and relationships. And I didn't really quite understand it, but like I mentioned, like I had some sort of hypnotic alien love bite spell that kept me in this crazy love trance with her. So I just followed her. And we're there for the holidays. And she had mentioned, I want to go and sleep with this guy that, I've been sleeping with, he took my virginity and we've been sleeping together, ever since then. And even when I have other partners, we still sleep together. And I'm like, excuse me? Excuse me? What the fuck? Like, we're here on Christmas to be with family. I'm meeting your family for the first time. You're not fucking going anywhere. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? And we spent a couple weeks out there, and I wouldn't let her leave my sight. But then on Christmas Eve, her and her sister, they left. And she was like, I need to go wash my mom's car. And she takes off and sort of disappears. And she didn't come back till like 2 or 3 in the morning, Christmas night. It was officially Christmas night, December 25th. And I spent the whole time in, a foreign land, far from my home during holidays, far from my family, being severely disrespected. And I'm just like really overloaded, right? I'm like in this traumatic experience, where I don't know what's going on. I just got abandoned. I'm in a home with this family of people that I just met. Um, and I was fucking like not having a good time. And I just knew, I knew what she was doing, and she was sleeping with this guy and sort of ditched me on Christmas. And so I was like really like going through some crazy shit. And I'm in the room that we were staying at, and I go into a trance. I go into meditation, and I go into a trance. And as I'm meditating and going to a trance, I'm asking myself and my higher self in the universe. This is 2015, okay? I'm asking and I'm like, okay, what is this? This does not make sense. This behavior does not make sense. What is the influence here? What is happening? There is something not right happening here. What is it? This is not normal behavior to treat people and to treat yourself. This is something is wrong. What happened? And as I'm asking these questions, evoking this energy and meditating, you know, I am very quick to go into trance and to go into meditate. I'm very quick to disassociate. It's both a blessing and a curse at times. Being as multidimensional as I am and being able to go here and there, I'm constantly have, you know, a foot in one world and another foot in another world, and sometimes I fall backwards in the present. But you know, that's just part of the journey of being a shaman, of being somebody who's here to, you know, be in multiple worlds at once, to be able to see clearly and help people and heal. Anyways, so you know, I'm going into trance and I'm meditating and I have my eyes closed. And if you look in this image here, this is the first part that began to form, right? So first, I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing just the empty void of black space. Then this forms, okay? And this is sort of an eye, okay? This is sort of an eye, and then the rest of the image takes place. Then I see this other eye, I see these horns, I see this mouth, and this formation of a face with these interesting ears. And as you know, it's hard to see, but you know, this is all geometry. This is, you know, geometric shapes coming in together, forming this image. And this is, so we see, you see here, this is the DNA, and this is one component of the DNA opening up fairly wide. Okay, one second. Oh, I apologize. My neighbor's got some guests coming up, and I'm sure that they don't want to hear me talk about, you know, my times back in the day going toe to toe with demons. Anyways, so where was I? So this is the DNA right here going down. This is a spiral strand of the DNA, and this is an opening, and this is an implant. This is an implant within DNA that carries you know, the vibration and the connection to this etheric entity, to this etheric demon. And the colors are in this way because this is the trauma. This is the trauma. This is the blood. This is the sodomy. This is the just the disgust. Oh, this is the just the disgustingness of sorcery that takes place in manifesting this entity and conjuring it and using it. It's really dark stuff. So this image appears to me in meditation, and without hesitation, I'm like, oh fuck, oh biscuits. So without hesitation, I'm like, oh shit, I grab my color pencils and a piece of paper, and right away I'm just like, just just channeling, you know. It was almost like And, you know, my higher self just came through and drew it all out for me. And as I was drawing this, my understanding of what this is came through, because I was like going into meditation, asking myself, like, what the fuck? Like, how did I end up with this bitch who's taking me across the country and is doing me dirty like this? This is fucked up. Like, you know, what is it in a person to do this? Something's wrong. And I think it's something much more deeper, much more profound. Um, and this is what she was dealing with. This is a haunting, an implant that she had in her sacral chakra. And unfortunately, super unfortunately, this particular form of entity has his hooks in damn near almost the entire fucking world. Um, One way or another, people have some sort of sexual trauma, so or some sort of sexual distortion in how they express themselves, their creativity, their longing, all sacred chakra stuff. And I'm going to write to you, what I wrote when I posted this on my Instagram. This is buried, years in my Instagram feed. But so this was channeled on December 24th, 25th in 2015. I was in a strange land far from home. I was under intense levels of stress and anxiety. It was very impactful. There have been recent things that reminded me of this. I've been searching for it for a few weeks because I drew it and then sort of lost it. And then it resurfaced a couple years afterwards. So when I found it a few days ago, I kid you not, a gush of loud wind blew piles of leaves in the air. I saw out my window. So, I had been looking for it in my apartment because it started coming up in my mind again. And I was like, where is this art? I know I have it somewhere. And when I did eventually find it, a gush of wind, you know, went past my window leaves flying up everywhere. So I was like, whoa, okay, this is a phenomenon going on here. I believe this. So I believe this is a demonic etheric entity. This drawing is how I saw the frequency of sexual trauma. It is a sacral chakra vampire. This energy has been causing distortions and negatively influencing humans for thousands of years. I disassociated from reality due to the stress I was under. Things aren't making sense, so I drifted into the ethers. I was in search to identify the source of the distortions. The center of the picture is what I first located, then the mouth and the eyes. While in trance state, I channel this in about 10 minutes, no hesitation, no thinking, just higher self guiding my movements. As a collective, we have been fighting to eliminate this being more so now than ever. I have drifted into many states to fight this demon. Some of you may not understand where I'm coming from and may even choose to judge me. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, this was a long time ago. So I fucking drew this thing, right? And I was like, oh dang. Okay, and once I drew it and saw it, I was like, I see you. I see you, and I see you seeing me. You trickster motherfucker. Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyways, my experience with this woman was very fucking intense. Okay, at some point she even tried to kill me. All right, so after Christmas she comes back and she was like, yeah, I fucked him, and but the whole time I thought about you and la da 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 da. And I'm asking questions. I'm like, help me understand, like, why do you have this attachment to this guy? Who the fuck is he? Like, what's the story with you and him? And she tells me, and then I'm like, oh my God, you poor fucking soul, you poor fucking being. Okay. When she was like 15 or 16, she worked at like a Popeyes or something like that. and this fucking pedophile comes in. All right, this older man, this pedophile comes in and is hitting on her and is like, what are you doing after work? And she fell for his charm, and after work got into his car and lost her virginity to him. And as I'm hearing this story, and I'm like, oh no, you don't see it for what it is. He raped you. He raped you and manipulated you, and you have this attachment to him, and it's just it's just been really, you're under a hypnotic spell to him. You're a puppet. And the story with this person gets really, really weird. She was a ex-military. I believe she was MK Ultra sex kitten. And there were just a lot of interesting things going on. But anyways, I don't want to make this too long of a fucking video. So I wanna read something to you guys also. So one second. Um I really appreciate Matthew's work, because he I took his class. I took his class in psychic self-defense and understanding more of the energy centers, and like it really helped a lot. And he still has this class going on, and he gives readings, and I think he does tarot, like quantum tarot readings, and a lot more other things. And I'm making this video because I believe now more than ever it's important for people to have more information and to have more understanding in how these energies work, how these entities operate, and how to defend yourself, how to protect yourself. Um, and it really isn't that difficult, but going through a proper class with somebody like Matthew, who takes his role very serious, it's really lovely. And I think we're all lucky to have him and the work that he does. So I'm just going to read a few things. So in Sanskrit, Sura means God, and A is negative. So Asura means non-God. Non-God. The Asuras are defined but what they are not, and are obsessed with what they do not have. The wish-fulfilling tree from which the Devas receive all they need is rooted in the Asura realm, but only bears fruit in heaven. The Asuras are cursed with the ability to see into the heaven realm, which arouses their passionate envy. Asuras attempt to chop down the wish-fulfilling tree and ceaselessly wage battle on the Devas at the base of Mount Meru. In battles against the Devas, the Asuras have a terrible disadvantage. After magically arounding their own aggression, the Devas assemble, led by Indra. Indra rides on an immense elephant named Supremely Steady. The elephant has 33 heads. Indra rides on the central one, and his ministers ride on the other 32. The Devas form an unimaginably large army and raise a mighty battle cry as they rain weapons down on the Asuras: huge arrows, spears, thunderbolts, and wheels. The Devas use their power to pick up entire mountains and hurl them down on the Asura army. At times, the Devas may be driven back to the gates of the city of Lovely in the heaven of the 33, but in the end, the Asuras are hopelessly outmatched. Devas are 7 times larger than humans, can only be killed with their heads cut off, and can heal all of their other wounds with divine ambrosia. Asuras, on the other hand, are smaller and die as easily as humans. Even when they are not battling the Devas, the Asuras fight amongst themselves. The Asura realm is blessed with pleasures and comforts, rivaling those in the heaven realm. But the Asuras are unable to enjoy anything except a sense of triumph over others. They move with single-mindedness and speed as they strive to outwit and outcompete each other. Asuras cannot trust anyone because they imagine that other beings are as self-serving and egotistical as they are. Everyone is seen as an enemy, leaving each Asura isolated in his or her own anxiety and fear. It is unknown where asuras originated, though given their status as fallen deities, parallel to fallen angels and demons, it is likely they originated from chaos of fire. Asuras are known to be fierce, wrathful, hot-tempered, and bloodthirsty, wreaking havoc wherever and whenever they please, simply for the sake to satiate their unquellable thirst for battle and strife. Powerful combatants and warriors, asuras display both a strong will and an absence of fear in less than positive situations, and will fight their adversaries relentlessly until they are victorious or outright destroyed. In Hinduism, they are fanatical, demon-like entities associated with carnal and materialistic pleasure and often thirsted for violence. Opposed to the more peace-inclined devas, they can either be enemies or allies to the gods, though the circumstances of being allies to the god is a rare occurrence, as they will fight alongside the gods to battle a common foe. Blase, blase. I'm not an expert in these things, but what I am an expert is having my own fucking experiences and knowing that this is part of some more profound supernatural shit here. Um, so I want to share some more things about all this. So um, here we go. So I've not only have had psychic encounters with demons, I definitely have had a lot, because I've had to deal with, I'm here to fucking fight these things. I'm here to transmute them. I'm here to peer in through the veils, locate, understand, and start working through my own inner world, my own inner connection in detangling and unraveling this shit. And this is how a lot of us work and operate. I've also have had psychic interactions and visions of angels or seraphims. I didn't know what a seraphim was for a long time, but yet I was seeing them. And my first vision of a seraphim was a lot like this picture here. It was exactly like this, really, except with more feathers and wings everywhere. And my first, seraphim that came to me was like this, and it came to me when I was again deep in trance, chanting and meditating. Nam myoho renge kyo, 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 nam myoho renge kyo. And I received an activation where my armor activated and engaged, and I had pieces of my armor coming to me from different directions of the ethers of the universe, and it was coming on. And the sword is more than just a weapon, a physical weapon as a sword. It is a metaphor for truth and justice in the warrior spirit. This is why angels have the sword, to slash away at the distortions, to slash away and cut away at what is not true, what is false, what is not real, what is not the truth. This is how I've come to understand it. I've not read any of this anywhere. I've not been taught any of this anywhere. This is just my own understanding. And yes, this is very much how I've seen them. And I've also seen them like this. I've also seen them like this, okay? And let me tell you, it's fucking intense. Is it's fucking intense when you see this. It's like I don't it's a lot. It's a big fucking deal. And I've had my interactions with the seraphim like this on multiple occasions, okay? And it's intimidating. These are very powerful energies here that I don't even fucking know. So the other thing is the jinns. These are jinns, okay? Now you see these are also sort of like demons, or more like genies. They're more like double agents, like cosmic double agents, where they're not subscribed to to good or bad, but they'll fucking play both roles and basically troll humanity, and they exist in supernatural form. And as you see here, this is very similar. These are very similar in form than what I was doing. um oh yeah. Anyways, you can't see. um and very similar to what I was drawing. And then here, look at the at the Tibetan Buddhist demons. This is why I really have this deep belief and understanding in myself as being a bodhisattva, a Shamballa warrior. I am a Shamballa warrior. I know this without a doubt, and I don't need to prove myself to anybody. I have been living this my whole life. The path of a bodhisattva, the path of a warrior, rising from the earth, singing and dancing. So look at this. You see this here. This really reminds me. This really reminds me of my drawing that I drew here, that I was showing you guys. Really intense stuff. Really intense stuff. Going back to my drawing here, Yeah, my computer's slow. Hey, bitch, come on. So going back to this, very similar, except this is they don't have a physical body. It's frequency, it's energy, and they come through together in distorted geometric shapes. So just like how music used to be played through a certain frequency, through a certain hertz, right? And then at some point, the authorities in power, they changed the hertz in how music was going to be played through the radio. And that frequency has a distortion. It's not of the pure, it's not of the divine, it's not of the original blueprint. And also I can show you, so what is it called? The Daisy of Death. Let's see, Daisy of Death. So look at in here, you can see two different depictions of sacred geometry, right? So this is what we've all come to know right here, is this one, the flower of life, right? And this is another type of flower of life. But this one that we've all come to know is actually a distorted one. This is actually a prison. This is actually fragmented finite consciousness, dual, the Metatronic flower of life, aka Daisy of Death. Now again, I'm not a professional on this stuff. I haven't really dove deep, but I've been having my own experiences where I can feel the resonance of like, okay, I'm understanding. This is the original blueprint of divine sacred geometry. This is the original flower of life, known as the lotus of life. This is unified eternal consciousness, non-dual, the perpetual life source code. Okay, so this isn't as popular as this. Everyone in the spiritual community is like, yeah, it's flower of life. But this is, you can even feel the difference when you look at it. When you look at it, it fragments your mind with the and it encapsulates it in a prison. Like I can fucking feel it when I look at it. But this is peace. You can feel the peace and the harmony in this. Let's see. So the false flower of life, aka Daisy of Death, known as the Bloom of Doom, Metatronic death science technologies. This ancient name was adopted in reference to one of the primary inorganic energy distortion geometries used in this death science, the structure of which in common respect resembled a blossom. The eternal life, lotus, real flower of life, based on 15-dimensional unified field creational physics, primal light flower Ke Arasha from the organic living cosmos via the center, expanding out from the center, then back into the center, continuously replenishing itself. Your Merkaba field, Merkaba, used to flow in this way before the metatronic distortions occurred in our reality. So why am I showing you all this? One is because I want to give a massive shout out to the homie Mathew. Okay. As I've What the fuck just happened? Okay. One, because I want to give a massive shout out to the homie Mathew for the work that he does, because this is in everyone's life. This is everywhere we see, everywhere we go. We are understanding that this is not right. We are in a massive distortion. There's a massive hypnosis spell, and there are entities running rampant everywhere, and they are connecting through the trauma and the little holes in people's auric fields where they come in through entities, through parasites, putting in, implants and attachments, and really fucking with the minds of people, where we are driven to do these unnatural things. And it's all, these things are also, these are the entities that the Illuminati global elite are working with. This is part of the energies that why they shed the blood of the innocent, why they do the things to the children, why our media is the way it is, why our food is the way it is because all of that is working together as black magic sorcery with distorted science. And this is also big pharma. What is it? There's a biblical definition for pharmakia or pharmacy, which is basically witchcraft or sorcery. The pharmaceutical industries, the medicine that we use, that is chemistry that's all been downloaded through dark wizards and magicians like Aleister Crowley and things like that, people that we don't even know, that we've never even heard of, that are advanced dark lord wizards, basically, that are conjuring these spirits, channeling the demonic distorted informations on how to manipulate the whole fucking world through movie, music, medicine, food. And so basically to break down the human body and the human energetic vessel, the energetic body, to break down the Merkaba, so people are that much more easily possessed or hosted or being manipulated by these forms of entities. And so here's another image here. So this image is how it looks like. We can't see this, but this is the dark grid, basically, where in cities and basically everywhere with cell phone towers and all the copper wires and the wires that are above ground, and satellites and radio waves constantly emitting all these EMFs and things like that. Our consciousness is entrapped in this dark grid, in this of all of these distorted frequencies that wreak havoc with the body. This is radiation with the 5G towers and everything. This radiation fucks with the cells in our body, where it makes the cells create all kinds of free radicals, damaging our cells, damaging our DNA. And the intention of it, in working also in congruent with the foods we eat, with the media content we fill into our minds, and jibby jabbies. This is all part of how the grand fucking spell is operating, how we are in a prison planet, so to say. So I just wanted to also share this image. Here's another closer image. So yeah, this is another reason why it's hard to ascend the consciousness to this is this is where we are. And it's all by design. This is another reason why people have a hard time with their dreams, have a hard time tapping into higher forms of consciousness. Like, it takes work to access that. And when we do access that, I suspect that we actually trigger some sort of scale that picks up on the energies of people that are ascending their consciousness and that are able to break out of this grid, this distorted grid. And then when that happens, we're located and monitored. I suspect, I believe. Do I have any evidence of that? No, but my life has been really fucking weird since the day I was born. So yeah, look, this is another sort of depiction. This is more of, you see he's puking here. This man is puking here in a bucket, and he's just getting rid of all the poison in himself. And likely he's under some type of sacred medicine, maybe kambo, maybe peyote or ayahuasca, or maybe even bufo. And here is another depiction of the poison of this, like, this darker entity that just fucks with our minds, fucks with our energies, and it's in our body, and we carry these negative thoughts, these negative emotions, and it brings a certain amount of pain to our psychology, because deep down on a soul level, we understand that there is an original divine blueprint of existence within the whole universe, and there's something off in this planet. This is not right. Everything that we're doing is not right. This is not in accordance with the original divine blueprint of creation. A lot of us here, we are ancient builders. We carry ancient builder information and key codes within our DNA, and a lot of this is activating now. you know so it's a really tricky time, very, very, very tricky time. And does anybody even really know the answers to anything? I don't know, but we can come up with our own understandings and learn to how to better protect ourselves, and to discern and differentiate what we're dealing with, so we don't make ourselves sick with things that we don't have to. And again, going back to Matthew's class, like, I'm really grateful, because when I took his class, after his class, after his class, I had a relative that passed away. She overdosed on heroin. And then I went into a mushroom ceremony, and it was like, with all the things that I learned in Matthew's class and all the things that I was experiencing in my life prior to it, it just all clicked. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Enough is enough. And I started doing the scalar wave toning that Matthew teaches, and learning to operate a form of psychic surgery on my own body, a form of energy clearing in my own self, being able to better take care of my own self. So now this image, this is a drawing that I've made here, that just sort of tells the story of a lot of the things that I've been through. How do I even fucking, what's going on here? So there's the seraphim, there's the bodhisattva, there's the mother nature. Um, these are divine feminine goddesses: white calf buffalo woman, Mother Mary, Isis, Lady of the Lake, and even Nut, the goddess of the sky in Egyptian mythology. And these are all masks of ancient warriors. These are Hopi masks, samurai, Dogon, Mayan. And this right here is the cosmic trickster. This is my depiction of Heyoka medicine. This isn't a traditional proper Heyoka trickster mask, but this is a in my sense, the cosmic clown, the cosmic trickster. And it's a very profound, powerful, intimidating, interesting component, of a necessary component of what we're dealing with here, because there is a form of ourselves that needs to be tricked and go through bouts of confusion and feeling lost, only to reach the other side of coming into a more stronger alignment with yourself and freeing yourself. It's a very, very necessary and interesting dynamic. And here's Galactic Sun, where through DNA and the sun, we're able to connect to all these different realms here. And again, the sword of truth. And then this is another picture of just feeling the pain and everything going on here, and crying and crying. And this is the inner child and the abandonment and all the traumas that, you know, children around the world have to deal with. And the tears forming this bed of lake, with the lady of the lake with the sword and the rose of love and truth, and these feminine archetypes protecting and guiding us. And this is another picture of the star seed, the cosmic soul, the child, the cosmic child, and the heart portals and all of that, and everything being constantly protected under these higher forces, the soul being protected despite the experience one has to go through. And here we see, you know, the here we see you know, injections. This is a child on the chair. And also, if you're familiar with MK Ultra, there's a reason why I put the black and white checkers, because that's another way of inducing into a trance and moving into the realms of existence and non-existence, and conjuring and manifesting and programming and all that fucking jazz. And then you know, here we have the toad, the sacred toad, the bufo medicine, which is very powerful medicine. You know, I went to Egypt, and over in ancient Egypt, in a very sacred, holy temple, there is one glyph with a frog, and it's the only hieroglyph in temples that has the hieroglyph of a frog. And it's a mystery to a lot of archaeologists, to why the fuck is this frog here, and why is this only place in the whole goddamn, you know, terrain of ancient Egypt, is there this frog here? What's the deal with this frog? You know, and I believe it's because they were, you know, using the sacred toad medicine to access higher consciousness, you know. And then the owls, my guides, my protection, you know. This is really, really deep art. This has taken me like 12 years to actually form. And it's for sale if anybody wants to buy it. If you're interested, just hit me up, and we can talk a price for it. So where am I now? Yeah, you guys, I highly recommend to go to Mathew, his YouTube channel, Remember Your Mission. You can find him on Facebook as Mathew Mournian, and hit him up, you know, hit him up, ask about his classes, get a session from him, pick at his brain. You know, I have a lot of respect for this man. And, you know, we weren't people that were constantly talking or constantly working together. We've had brief interactions here and there, and I took his class, and just connecting with his energy and the knowledge and the wisdom and the strength that he carries, you know, it had a reaction to my energy field to help me in my own path and in my own journey. And this is what we all need, because, you know, yes, some of us here are teachers, but mostly what we're doing in the form of teaching is reminding each other the gifts and the technologies that we are capable of tapping into. And Mathew does a great job of empowering people and reminding you, you know, what you are capable of and how to activate the memories within you, so you can start moving forward ahead with it in your own journey and in your own unique way. You know, we are able to program our gifts and program these energies to the way of our personality, of our suiting, of how we like it, which is why, you know, it's kind of cool and fun. Anyways, that's it there. Thank you for listening to the story. Thank you for looking at some art with me. I hope this inspires you to you know, really look at the world and things a little bit differently. And I hope you hit up Mathew. And again, you know, even though, yes, like we are dealing in this world with a lot of fucked up shit and the dark grid and all that, like don't don't let that have you forget. I don't know how to word my words right now, but basically don't let that discourage you and then forget about the divine, about about the divinity that's also here with us to empower us, to protect us. So even though there's all this fucked up shit going on, I don't think we have to be all sad and depressed about it, because as a bodhisattva, we emerge from the earth singing and dancing, singing and dancing, taking up the role and the responsibility of being the ones to save humanity, to save the consciousness with humanity, and do the necessary work of transmuting all these distortions and bringing vibrations back into proper harmony, back into proper resonance. And yeah, some of us, we have roles where it actually takes place in the 3D physical, like like right now, next week there's a movie that's going to be coming out called The Sound of Freedom, and The Sound of Freedom is about the Operation Underground Railroad, which is a nonprofit that of amazing, beautiful people saving children in human trafficking rings and going into the darkest, most dangerous places of the world and finding so many children and putting away a lot of bad people. And Mel Gibson is also coming out on a 4-part docuseries about Hollywood and all this bad stuff that's going down. So some of us, yes, are here to do that serious work out there, guns a-blazing and putting people in jail. Okay, so there's many different levels of platoons and operations, but a lot of us star seeds, a lot of us empaths with psychic abilities, we help these people by doing a lot of work in the etheric energetic realms first, because what as above so below. So the fact that these groups are having breakthroughs and locking down this shit and putting bad people away is testament that many of us who are doing these works in the etheric realms and in our dreams with saving the children, that we are helping. So don't feel like, because there are people out there who say, all you fucking starseed hippies that think you're saving the children in your dreams and through meditations, like just take a fucking seat, because you're not an agent, you're not military trained, you're not the one that's actually going out there and kicking down doors and putting away bad guys. We are, so just shut the fuck up. Like, don't listen to that kind of fucking talk. God bless them, they just don't understand. All right, because I have been dealing with this my whole life. Okay. I don't want to get into things that my family had to deal with, things that I had to deal with, and my siblings had to deal with in terms of sexual trauma and stuff like that. But I have been dealing with these energies and saving myself through it, not losing myself and saving myself. And in the process, activating these gifts, these awarenesses. And I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. It was not easy, but anyways, I'm just babbling right now. So hit up Matthew, sign up for his fucking class, get a reading from him. And I'm not doing this because I'm because he told me to, send people his way. I'm doing this because I'm like, the life I have right now, the life I have right now, where I am right now, with my home, with my wife, with my family, like, you can't forget where you came from, and you can't forget about the people that helped you along the way, and yeah. Thank you, brother. Peace.